Hello everyone, it's Rich from Allerton Creek Farm. Going to do a cleanup today on a Chopper 1 splitting maul. These things here were, I guess, originated somewhere around the 1970s. They were made right here in western New Jersey in the Phillipsburg, Alpha area. I guess a gentleman started the company, made them right from his garage. They got real popular, ended up getting pretty big, and then something waned off and they stopped producing them. But the reason why we picked this one up is a buddy of mine. He has a farm. He heats his house with an outdoor furnace, so he goes through a lot of wood, and he needed another one. He had one, he loved it, and wanted to get a second unit just as a backup. So we went out to the Bangor, PA. They have the, it's, I think they call it the Blue Mountain Antique Steam Show or Engine Show or something like that. But this was their Jacktown Mountain or Jacktown flea market. So we went there, we started walking around looking for specifically this and some other things I needed. And we found one of them. And my buddy, being my buddy, he looks around, he finds the one. The guy had it priced for $55, but as soon as my friend Mike said something to him, he said, $45. And my buddy hemmed and hawed, and he didn't bite the bullet right there, walked around, and I was hammering on him throughout the show, saying, what are you, nuts? There's one of them here. It's a good price, blah, 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 blah. So to make a long story short, he went back there, haggled with the guy, I guess, a little bit, and he walked away with it for $40. So what we're going to do, it's not in bad shape. It has surface rust, but it still has some of the original paint on it. I'll show it to you in a second. This is the one we're going to be doing the cleanup on. It's, like I said, it's original Chopper 1. You can see it has a lot of rust, but everything looks intact. The springs are all in there. A lot of the original paint's still there, so we're not going to take that off. That does actually help preserve it a little bit. And he's going to make this a user. We're not he's not hanging it up or doing anything of that nature. The handle, I can't tell if it's original or not. Overnight. And that's what she's looking like so far. Pretty good. Okay, there it is after the Vaporust bath. I take it out of the bucket there, and then I rinsed it in cold water like they recommend. After that, I dry it off as best I can, and then I hit it with WD-40 just to avoid getting any flash rust in there before we finish it up. The good thing is it gets, it's hard to see here, but it does get down into those springs and everything else like that and cleans it up real well. So all we got left now is to sand down, put some boiled linseed oil on the handle, and then lubricate it up, sharpen it, and be all set. Okay, the last thing we're going to do, it's been sanded down or up to 220. It's nice and smooth in the hand. Now we're going to put some boiled linseed oil on it. That's kind of the traditional oil finish that they've used. Many higher-end manufacturers, that's what they put on. Sometimes they thin it a little bit of a stain also, but I just use the traditional boiled linseed oil. It does absorb in there like water, which is good, but it actually hardens as it dries in there. The trick to it is do a couple of coats if you need to. Don't put it on extremely thick, because then it does get a little sticky or gummy, because it does take a long time to dry. There's a gentleman that's on YouTube that suggests mixing it with a little bit of turpentine, and that makes it dry faster. But you can do it straight like this too. So basically just get it on a rag and just coat the handle down. And as you can see, it'll leave a nice little finish on there. It absorbs in. Like I said, you should do a couple of coats. Make sure you really hit both ends. The end up top there, where the axe head is been seated, and of course your back end here. Okay, so we got one full coat on there. That's what it looks like so far. And like I said, make sure you get the ends. Get them good and soaked. I'll put another coat on this in a few hours after it dries. It gets a little bit tacky. Same thing with the top. You want to really let that soak in there, and that should give it a good layer of protection. Okay, we're at the last step now. All we're going to do is just put a edge on it. Now this, like I said, is a splitting maul, so we're not going to put a razor sharp edge on it, or a splitting axe, I'm sorry. We're just going to put enough of an edge on it, clean up some of these little nicks. I don't know if you can see them, if it'll pick it up. Little nicks and things are in it. We'll get them out of there and put an edge on it, and we're all set. So we're running at an 80 grit belt on the AMK. Usually I put a marker and test it, but since it's already been blackened by the evaporest, I don't have to do that. The mark's already there. I put a rubber band on this real quick just to hold back these little splitting teeth. I don't know what the proper name of them is, but that way it just kind of keeps them back when we're trying to get the correct bevel. Okay, this project is all complete. It's all lubricated up. Axe handle's all set. It's sharp enough for a splitting maul. Not, like I said, razor sharp, but all the nicks are out of the blade, and hopefully he'll get many years of service out of it. Good find for 40 bucks, I think.